So whenever you are dealing with others, you have to consider the ethical responsibility as well, and you have to develop the judgment as an engineer along your studies. I have mentioned this previously as well, and these are the things which the instructor or the teacher has to care about. Okay, to be ethical and fair. And then we have the ethics for academic for students. Okay, so the ethical behavior involves respectful communication, because now we are communicating between the student and the teacher most of the times. Obviously, it can be between the student and the other colleagues as well, your other friends who are in your group. Okay, so you have to communicate with them respectfully as well, but obviously you are at the same level, so it's not the same as communicating with instructor or a teacher. Okay, so uh, like a teacher has to keep his personal opinions aside when he is dealing with the student also has to keep his personal things aside. Okay, for example, the grades. Okay, so when he is communicating or when he is dealing with the other students or his teachers or the university administration, he has to be respectful. Okay, by all means, irrespective of the grades. Okay, he has to or she has to do honest self evaluation. Okay, so when the grades come, he doesn't or she doesn't go on blaming others. Okay, oh, this happened, it was online, I was under stress, and this happened and that happened. We called it earlier as the victim mentality, if you remember. Okay, so blaming others means the victim mentality. I failed or I got bad grades, not because I did not perform well, it's because something else happened and I was not responsible for it. Okay, another thing is assessing the instructor's effort and integrity. So you also do assessment or feedback at the end of every course. Now you have done it for many courses in the university, and even in a school. I believe in the lower ranks they ask the parents to do the assessment, the feedback, but I don't know, in the upper ranks maybe they are asking you to do the feedback. So in that assessment of the feedback, you have to be honest as well. Okay, you have to be fair as well. Okay, so again, you don't judge by what happened to you. You should judge by what the teacher was doing, okay, or was trying to do. Maybe it did not result in something good for you, but maybe it benefited someone else or it benefited most of the class. Okay, so I will give you an example. uh, some of the students complain to me that you are going slowly. Okay, so you are repeating things and you already know it and so on and so forth. So usually when a teacher does that, he is doing it for the students who are weaker in the class. Okay, I'm not naming anyone, but the point is somebody is weaker in the class and he needs those repetitions. Okay, so you need to see that the teacher is trying to communicate as much as possible to all levels of students. I'm recording. I'm recording. I will show the QR code at the end of the lecture. Okay, so going back, you have to see. Uh, integrity means, for example, uh, I already gave the example of the effort. The integrity means that the teacher had a rule. Okay, he made a rule in the class that if anybody comes late, I'm going to, you know, mark him or her absent, or I will give him half the attendance or something. Okay, and he's doing it for everybody. Okay, and you got sick or you had a problem in the middle of the semester, and because of that you were late in few classes and you lost your attendance. Okay, now integrity dictates that if I'm doing it for everybody, then I will do it for you as well. Okay, this is integrity. Okay, so you have to take this into consideration. Okay, it's not like, okay, if it is happening to others, I'm all good with it, but if it happens to me, then the teacher is unfair. No. Okay, so uh, you have to look at the teacher. Is it what he is doing? Is he doing it for everybody, or is he, taking sides? That I will do it for these students or these students and not for the other students. Okay, if he or she is doing that, then you can just say in the evaluation that he was biased or he was taking sides. But if he was not doing it, and whatever the rules were made, he was applying to everybody. Then that means even if it uh, cost you something, even if you lost something because of that, some grades or some attendance or something, the teacher is standing upon his principles. Okay, so you have to consider it in your evaluation. Okay, and again, the last point is you have to show academic honesty. Okay, they used in the old syllabus forms, we used to have a statement of honesty in the syllabus. Now I forgot if I still using it or not. Our syllabus is getting longer and longer. It's becoming like a book or something. But in the old one, there was a paragraph about academic honesty. If you have got the old syllabus, you may find the academic ethical statement or something like this at the end of the syllabus. If you go to UOB website and you search for uh, uh, plagiarism or something, okay, you will find a whole document in which it is written how the students should behave. But some of the things you already know. Okay, for example, no cheating in the exam or in the for the assignment or anywhere. Okay, so you cannot take help from any source which is not allowed. Okay, it could be internet, it could be your colleague, okay, it could be your notes, anything which is not allowed, okay, which is not mentioned. Okay, so for example, in some of the exams it will be mentioned that you can bring the course with you. Okay, or some exams are open book, or some exams or in some assignments you are working in groups. Okay, or there are some assignments in which the teacher will tell you, okay, you can go online and you will search for this topic. So those courses are allowed, so they don't come under teaching cheating, sorry. But otherwise you have to, you have to see, if it is allowed or not. Okay, if it is not allowed, then if you take something from there, any help from there, that is called cheating. Okay, plagiarism. Who has any idea about plagiarism? Tell me what plagiarism means. Yes, Jawad, go ahead.
Doctor, it's like taking others' work on and ideas and say that this is my idea.
Yeah, yeah. Fatma, you are also right. Okay, but the core idea is I can copy things like you do in the exam. Okay, so the teacher asks, okay, what is the equation for this or what is the equation for that, and obviously you will write the equation as it is, right? You you don't change it. Okay, you change it, you will fail. So uh, the idea is of plagiarism, and obviously it is not applied to all the exams and the assignments. The idea of plagiarism is not applied, yes, not applied to all the exams and the assignments and the projects. So in the exam, I already gave you the example. Okay, if the teacher asks you for a specific equation or for a specific point, okay, or a set of, for example, types of highway or types of cement, then you will write whatever you have. Okay, you don't change it from yourself. Okay, so plagiarism there doesn't apply. Okay, where you are asked to produce things which you have already seen in the class. So the idea of plagiarism doesn't apply in that case. Yes, it will be applied where the teacher has asked you to do something on your own. Okay, then the idea of plagiarism is applied. And how it is applied, as Zahra and Mohammad Jawad has already mentioned, that you are applying it or you are doing it by taking something from somewhere and then you are calling it's my own. Okay, I came up with this idea or this is my text. Okay, so this is the whole idea of plagiarism. Okay, so it's only applied where you are asked to do something on your own, and plagiarism means that you take it and you don't acknowledge it. Okay, you don't acknowledge it. Even in those cases, even in those cases where plagiarism is applied, uh, if you took something and you said that yes, I took this equation or this formula or this rule from this source, so yes, you can do that. Okay, you are allowed to do that. Okay, if you mention the source, it's not called as plagiarism. Okay, then you would say that no, the doctor was saying I should do it on my own. Yes, but uh, you must have some starting point. What you are doing on your own, there must be some basis for it. Okay, there must be something behind it. Okay, so on my own, I may design a building, but I cannot develop an entire code on my own. So I have to take the help from the code. But I cannot take the help from the code and say I came up with these dimensions or I came up with these rules. You cannot do that. Okay. Then we have manipulation. Okay. Manipulation, I give you a very good relevant example. Some of you may be doing it. Okay. I hope you are not, but some of you may be. Okay. So you have like some exams which are one after the other. Okay. And if you give both of them on the same day, you may not be able to prepare for one of them. So what do? You want to dodge one of them, you want to avoid one of them, so you miss that exam and you go to the instructor and you say I was sick. Okay, and you go to the health center, you bring a leave. Okay, so this is manipulation. Okay, so or some other type of manipulation, when you are trying to twist the facts in order to get the result in your favor. Okay, so you are twisting something, you are hiding something to so that the instructor thinks that you are genuine, you have a genuine reason or you have a genuine excuse. Okay, so all this comes under manipulation. Okay, so ethical learning means you have to be fair with the teacher and you have to be fair in your awareness, in your communication and your efforts, even if the results are not going in your favor. Okay, so why we are discussing ethics in education when the course is not about introduction to education? The course is about introduction to engineering. So why we are discussing ethics for teachers and students? It is because your educational time period is basically preparing you for the field. It's basically preparing you to be a professional. So it's like a training ground for you. So whatever you are trained to do now, or you will do or you will perform in the same manner when you go in the field. Okay, so if you are not being ethical here, that means you are being trained to not be ethical in the field as well. Okay, so for example, a student who is lying during the exams and to his teachers, to his colleagues, he's blaming others, he's manipulating the facts, he would most probably do the same thing during the professional career as well. Because why? Because he or she has already seen that when I do this, I get the grades. When I do this, I get the benefit. When I do this, I can avoid working hard. Okay, so once he has this thing in his mind, then obviously he will be doing the same thing in the field because he has already taken benefits for it. What about the ethics for teachers? If the teacher is not being ethical, he is teaching indirectly students to be unethical, and the same thing happens with the parents as well. Okay, so the teacher may say that I did not ask the student to lie, I did not ask the student to be unfair, to be manipulating. Okay, so if the student is behaving unethically, it is his or her fault because I didn't ask him to do that. No, but the teacher may indirectly influence the student to do that because he is doing it. So he is manipulating during the classes, he is lying to the students. Okay, so and obviously Nobody may say it to your face, but when you are lying or manipulating 30, 40, 50 students or different students in different classes, they get a hint. Okay, so they know that what you are saying is not true, or what you are saying the same thing to everybody. So once they get this message, then it is in the back of their mind that yes, we can do that as well because the teacher already did that. Okay, in some cases, students think, even the good students think that I should do that to take revenge from this teacher, okay? Because he was lying to us, he was manipulating us. So I should do the same thing, okay? Because it will be tit for tat, right? So this is the point why we are discussing ethics for education to start with, okay? Because if you are not fair and ethical in education, then you will do the same thing in your field. Okay, so your behavior in the class will determine how you are in the field. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we will make groups. Okay, and to make it interesting, now there is a question. Okay, is it ethical to judge a teacher only by the grade you received? Okay, now if I do a poll, everybody will say no. Okay, so what we are going to do is we will make it interesting. Okay, we will make two groups. Okay, and one of the group has to go in favor, and the other one will go against. Okay, I'll make the groups randomly. From each group you will say 3 points. Okay, so once the group activity is finished, you will come back. I will make the groups like I did last time. You will come back. Each group should have 2 members, and each member should have 3 points. Okay, so it will be like group A and group B. So group A, 2 members selected, first member will go, then the first member from group B will go, and they will say their 3 points. Then second member from group A will say another 3 points, and second member from B will say another 3 points. So in total you should have 6 points. Divide into 2 people, and you will discuss it, and once you come back you have to say them. Okay, so just to make it more challenging, 1 point is not enough, you have need 6 points, and groups have to there has to be a group which will go against this as well, and there has to be a group which will go for it as well. Now if you are smart enough, you may incorporate the point of your opponent in what you are going to say next. So first person from the other group has already spoken, and you find they have one weak point. Okay, so you will not get any extra time for it. Okay, you will not get any extra time for it. So if you get a weak point and you want to incorporate it in your next turn, you can do it. Okay, it is considered a good practice in debate to do it, that you take the point and you say or you build your argument against it on the same time. Okay, if you can do it. If you cannot do it, you want to go with your 3 points which you already selected in the group, you will go ahead with it. So is the activity clear? So moving back to what we were doing, this. Okay, so ethics in engineering, engineering student, when he is preparing for his professional life, he has to prepare in certain areas. Okay, and these are the areas which I mentioned. You may add from it, you may add something to it, but these are the main things which we are looking for. Okay, so we have first of all technical knowledge and practical experience. This is the core of all the courses. Okay, you get technical knowledge. The first one is the core of all the courses. All the courses from year 1 to the last year, the last course of your last semester, are all trying to add something to your technical knowledge. Then there are some courses which add to your practical experience. For example, training. For example, senior project. For example, there was another course in which, or there is another course in which you do seminar and so on, 300 something. Okay, so these are the courses which are specifically designed to give you some practical experience as well. So you get your hands dirty, and even during the courses, other courses, especially at the higher level, we have already done what is that course? AutoCAD. You have done cost estimation, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. But in these courses, you will get some projects in which you have to do something which practically engineers do. Okay, so this is one way of getting practical experience as well. Communication skills, which are very important when you will communicate with your colleagues in the field and when you will communicate with other people. So, society means anybody who is outside your team, is he or she is outside your organization. It can be the contractor, it can be subcontractor, it can be labor, it can be government official, it can be the client, most important one, right? The most important one, client. Who is the client? He is part of the society, and he will not be an engineer all the time. Okay, most of the times he will not be an engineer. Okay, so you have to uh, see how you can communicate well with these people. That's why we have these activities in the course. You have to debate and write, and you have to present, and so on and so forth. So this is the main idea here, that you have to understand how to communicate with other people who are from your field and not from your field. Okay. Another thing which you have to develop is professional honesty and credibility. Okay. Honesty means you are fair. You say what is correct and true, and credibility means that you are doing your duty completely. Okay, you are doing whatever is in your hand to achieve the outcome. Okay, so this is what makes you credible. Okay, because you take responsibility. Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Yes, the answer is yes, you will do it. Okay, ability to learn continuously and adapt to change, we call this as lifelong learning. All engineering programs at UOB have outcome of lifelong learning. Okay, and across the world. Okay, obviously I know about UOB because I'm here, but it's not only about UOB. All most of the educational program at the university level have this outcome of lifelong learning. Okay, well, lifelong learning means what? That when you get out of the class, your learning will not or should not stop. Okay, because if your learning stops outside the class, that means you cannot grow in your profession. Okay, because your profession may require you to to learn more. Okay, to know more things, new softwares, new techniques. Okay, new platforms. Okay, so now we know AI started maybe a few years ago, 3 4 years ago. So there are already engineers who are in the field. They have to learn how to use AI. They cannot say, no, I did not learn it in the university, so I'll not learn it now. Okay. There are new equipments in the market, new devices. So an engineer cannot say that, no, 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 I will not bring these devices or new materials on the side because they were not there when I was getting my degree. Okay. So you have to learn. This is part of your job. Okay. In today's world, because things are changing very rapidly, you have to you cannot live without it. Okay, so lifelong learning, going back to the topic lifelong learning, that when you are learning outside the class or you are learning on your own, you don't have a teacher, you don't have exams, you don't have assignments. Okay, you are doing it on your own. So in this point we are saying that when you have to do it on your own, you can do it. Okay, you will not avoid it, you will not run away from it, you will try to do it, and you will try to do it as best as you can. Okay, and you will try to improve yourself. Okay, a skill in searching for accurate and reliable information. Okay, so this is another skill. So just doing a random search on Google or on ChatGPT is not what we mean here. So whatever the source is giving you, you must be able to evaluate if the information is correct and if it is reliable. Okay, especially with ChatGPT or any AI tool, you do not get the source every time. Okay, and even if you get the source, if whether it is Google or Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever. They are presenting information to you which is available. Which is available. They don't have, as far as I know, they don't have any mechanism to rate it according to the reliability. So I may post something on my wall on Instagram. Okay, and if this is accessible, those tools can pick that up if it has the right keywords. I'm looking for civil engineering. I wrote something on my wall about civil engineering, and this is what I think. Okay? So it's not reliable at all. Who am I to, pass judgment on civil engineering? Okay, I'm not an authority. I'm not a government official. I'm not a big, a well-known person in the world or some well-known scientist or something. So I cannot pass these judgments. But when you search about the same topic online, if it is on my wall, if it is available, these tools will take it. Okay. So in the end, you have to judge when you are using this information. You have to judge whether it is reliable or not. Okay. You have to be able to take responsibility and accountability for your decisions. Okay. You must have a reason for your decision. When something goes wrong, you will take responsibility that yes, I should be blamed, and if somebody asks you why you did it, you have a reason for it. Okay, and then you should be able to explain the reason as well. So this goes back to communication again. Okay, when you talk about accountability, it goes back to communication again. You must be open to criticism. Somebody criticizes you, somebody is telling you your mistakes. You may not agree with them, but you must be open to it. That yes, it can be true. What they are saying can be true. It may not be always, but you should at least listen to it and you should think about it. Okay, before dismissing it. Some people have this attitude that if you say you are wrong, they become aggressive. Okay, their first reaction is no, I'm not wrong. I did everything I can. So you cannot tell me I'm wrong. Okay, and so on and so forth. So when these people are criticized, they do one of the two things. First of all, either they say that no, I am not wrong, whatever it is was correct. And the second thing is, if you prove to them they are wrong, they start blaming others. Okay, yes, I was wrong, this happened because of that person, that other person. Okay, so in both cases, by not accepting your mistake, you are losing the chance to improve yourself. Okay, people who are not open to criticism, who do not accept their mistakes, they are losing the chance to improve themselves. Okay, then we have commitment to professional ethics and prioritizing public interest. So ethics is when you are dealing with others. When you are dealing with others, at many times, especially as an engineer, you have to put their interest first. You have to put the public interest on the priority. Okay, because you are dealing with others. So ethical means for engineering, when you are dealing with projects which will affect others, you have to give them the first priority. Public could mean your client, it could mean general public or whatever. Okay, so I will stop at this point. I'll go back to the QR code for the attendance.